Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument. Women that are obsessed with having a baby and can't and won't adopt are borderline selfish. I understand the experience of birthing your own child is like no other, but if it was really about being a mother, you could just adopt. Funerals are stupid and they're expensive. No one should be having a $15,000 to $20,000 funeral when you could have spent that money when they were alive. Might as well spend it on someone that is actually breathing. Outrageous weddings are a waste of money. I don't care if you can afford it. You could spend that money doing literally anything else. Donate it. Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
If your unpopular opinion devalues the experience of any of the marginalized communities, or if it goes against any of the oppressed groups, you should not be allowed to express it freely. What you could do instead is investigate. Where does that opinion come from? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel superior to others? Does it make you feel good about yourself? And what does that opinion do to the world that we live in? Does it make it a better place for everyone? Have a think. Let me know. I'm genuinely interested.
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
Okay, so I believe that my popular opinion is like nowhere near as controversial as hers, but it's still my unpopular opinion. I don't like Hawaiian rolls. I just don't understand. Like, I'm not about to eat them with my, like, food and they're sweet. I don't like that. If I'm gonna eat my bread, it's gonna be white bread. And it's gonna be good with the food that I'm eating. But I don't like Hawaiian rolls.
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
Ranch is nasty. It is disgusting. And I don't know how y'all be eating that at all. Disgusting.
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
A lot of women attribute their career success to empowerment and their career failures to oppression by systemic sexism, and rarely take personal accountability for career setbacks. That's not feminism.
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
My opinion is that abortion is actually needed in some cases, and to me it's not wrong. What's wrong is the reasons people need abortions. If we would fix those reasons, very few people, if any, would ever need one. The reasons women need abortions are they're sexually assaulted or abused by a family member. They're in a relationship that's abusive and forced to have children they don't want. They don't have access to birth control. They're not given appropriate sexual education, and they don't feel empowered over their own bodies. This is a societal issue. The men in rape cases are a lot of times believed over the women, especially if they're of a higher socioeconomical status. And victims of sexual abuse and rape are not listened to in many cases and are discounted by the system, such as...
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
This usually starts arguments with boomers, but respectability politics are dead. Dead and buried. Like, I can still curse or have a potty mouth and have conversations with other adults and not come off as uneducated or ignorant or any of those things. Those are not the same. And respectfully, I can twerk, show some cleavage, and occasionally post a bikini picture on Instagram and not get fired for it, not lose my job for it. I'm still a professional if I'm in a professional field. It doesn't change anything. Obviously, there's a certain level of class that anybody would need to maintain in order to be seen as respectable. But especially as a black woman and in the black community a lot of the time, respectability politics are preached as a way to gain white approval. And honestly, it's just bullshit. I'm not going to stifle who I am just because you need me to be respectable.
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
Stop centering men in your life. Or at least cis het men who have a tendency to be toxic. When we as women or feminine identifying people stop centering men in our lives, we become so much more open to embracing our femininity and maybe our queerness if we identify with that. And we are no longer clouded with judgments of the patriarchy and no longer feeling unvalidated by the men in our lives. You don't have to stop being completely friends with people
who are men or having those folks around you, but just stopping them from having a hold on how you live your life, if that way is usually not common with the patriarchy or capitalism, or in terms of just the male gaze. Trust me, you will feel so much better about who you are and love yourself more.
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
I'm gonna piss some people off with this one. Nutella belongs in the trash. There, I said it.
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
Ooh, the British are gonna hate me for this. Why is the Commonwealth still relevant in today's society? It's a pointless legacy left over by the British Empire, which serves only to boost the sense of Britain's self-importance and to maintain a relevancy for the monarchy in the world. The same British Empire that was founded on exploitation and colonial aggression. And before you come at me, I know that it is built on the common links that are shared between those nations, i.e. the language, the politics, the structure that's modelled on the British system. It can give a greater voice to some developing nations. However, the Commonwealth has no clear role, no trade privileges, they don't coordinate the defence or foreign policy, and it lacks any budget or authority to make any practical difference in the world. Now, I'm British, my dad was raised in Australia, I have family in Canada, and my fiancée is New Zealand. I feel pretty justified in saying that it doesn't benefit everyone equally. Either make it a balanced relationship or abolish it.
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
People should not share pictures of my baby. Not just on social media, but also text messages. If I send you pictures, that's because I trust you not to share with anybody else. Mainly because I want to know who has pictures of my baby. A lot of people don't see it as a big deal, but I do. I myself very rarely post her on my accounts, and that's because it's very hard for me to control who can see her, because it's the internet. And if people are not satisfied with the pictures I posted, they should have the guts to ask me directly. Not my mom, not my grandma, not my husband, because guess who they're all gonna ask for permission? And most likely, I'm gonna say no, because I find it extremely rude and offensive that you didn't ask me. And majority of those people are either relatives I don't talk to or people who've only just decided to enter my life because I've had a baby. So you're basically a stranger to me, so you don't need her pictures.
Tell me an unpopular opinion that normally starts an argument.
Jose Cuervo is my favorite tequila. Let me explain. So a lot of people associate Jose Cuervo with horrible nights with the Jose Cuervo Gold. But what they don't realize is Jose Cuervo makes another line. And that line is this, the Jose Cuervo Reserva de la Familia. And when I say that I love this tequila, I ain't kidding. I haven't got a painting of it. Now, you may be wondering, what's so special about this tequila, Rob? Let me show you. Every year, a new Jose Cuervo Reserva de la Familia box is designed by a Mexican artist, and it's really a work of art. Next, the bottle itself is simple yet elegant with that awesome colorful label and the wax seal. But most importantly, the tequila inside the bottle is a blend of extra añejos, some aged up to 30 years. It's the most beautiful, unique, complex tequila I've ever had. And that's how Jose Cuervo makes my favorite tequila.
What is the craziest way you guys found out that somebody was cheating on you?
Around the time that he was planning his ghosting from me at the beginning of the pandemic, he took down his Instagram account. And then the night before he put it back up, I had a dream about these two particular women. I had met neither of them, but one of them was one of his close female friends through the entirety of our relationship. This other girl I'd never seen before, and she had a very unique name that I'd actually never heard before. I couldn't really remember it when I woke from the dream, but right before I did wake up, I confronted him about what he had done in our relationship. I don't remember what I said to him, and it doesn't really matter. So when I do find out that he has put his Instagram account back online, I'm like, okay, there's Christy. Who is this other girl? I look through the girls he's following, and there she is. A slight variation on this name I'd never heard before, but she looked exactly like the girl I saw in my dream.